Wander Wealthy Podcast, episode 146. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Wander Wealthy Podcast. Today is day number 10 of the 12 Days of Money Mindset series. We are really kind of winding it down here, but we're going to end on a really high vibe note. And we're not even ending today, I'm just saying, getting you jazzed up for what is to come. Now, I'm sure if you've listened or watched the series so far, you know about the checklist, you know about the challenge. If you don't, go back to day one. What are you waiting for? Go back to day one and work your way through the series. It should be pretty bingeable, so you could do it all within the next hour or so, and then come back to me. And you'll know where to get your downloadable checklist, and you'll know that we are hosting a free webinar starting the first full week of January. It'll be the 7th and the 8th of January, 3 different time slots to get involved, and we're going to be doing some awesome money mindset work in that free training. It's going to be amazing. Go to wanderwealthy.com/webinar if you have not signed up for that yet. But today, I'm going to talk about, and I'm going to share with you, and the challenge is going to be really fun and juicy too, we're going to talk about how to get into a state of confidence. And we're really going to dissect confidence. Now, this is spiraling off of yesterday's topic. And, obviously this whole series is a buildup. But what I really want to get to in this episode is helping you see that confidence is not something that you need to learn how to have, and it's not something that you need to practice in terms of a skill that you have to develop. Confidence is actually just a state. It's just like happiness. You don't have to learn how to be happy. You don't have to work on developing the skill of happiness. Happiness is a state that you can be in, as is sadness, as is so many other things. And confidence is another one of those things. It doesn't take massive skill to be confident. And in yesterday's episode, we talked about the pricing your services or putting a number on the work that you do if you are negotiating a salary for a job. We talked about money in the aspect of income and really having that conversation about charging and the bad advice of charging what you're worth, because obviously you are more than worthy of any number you could slap on the service offerings or your time and the work that you're doing with your time and the value you're producing with your time. But what I did mention is that so often the pricing, it has nothing to do with you, it has nothing to do with your worth, but in a lot of ways, it's what people perceive, the value that you are producing for them. And one way that you can really work on increasing that perceived value is obviously having confidence in your own way of providing that value, having confidence in the thing that you are offering, but also just having and being in an internal state of confidence. There's the confidence in the numbers, and we talked about that. Yesterday's challenge was about doing the numbers to figure out what does it really take for you to be able to run this business, or for you to be able to achieve your goals and continue working in this work environment, this job that you might have. So whatever side of the employment scale you are on, you can identify what does it take for me to live in this place, for me to continue doing this job, and so on and so forth. And then you can also use kind of outside comparisons and whatnot, but that's building up your numerical confidence. But there's also for you to just be in a state of confidence when you're having these conversations, or even when you're thinking about your goals and what you want to be able to create and what you want to achieve. All of that we want to do from a state of confidence rather than a state of doubt, not really certain, not knowing if it's going to be enough, and all of the more scarcity states that we could be in, right? And so confidence isn't something that you look for externally. It's a state that you can turn on from within yourself. And that, I think, is really powerful, because then you know, okay, I can have the numbers and I can do all of that, and I can have confidence in the actual numerical data of it all, but I can also be in a state of confidence when I'm having these conversations, and people are going to see that. They're going to feel that. People can feel your energy. They can feel if you are confident about what you are offering and the price tag you're putting on it, or if you're like, and do you want to pay me $300? right? Even if you don't act like that, they can pick up on any sort of doubt that you might actually be holding around that offering, around whatever it is that you are putting a price tag on. Okay, so how do we get into a state of confidence? Well, there's so many different ways that you can activate this, but we can utilize both your physiology and your memories. You've probably seen the TED Talk by Amy Cuddy, where she talks about standing in a power pose, and your mind and your body are attached, and the things that you do with your body send chemical signals and messages to your mind to think a certain way and get into a certain state and feeling because it is all attached. And so if you stand in the power pose, you can activate confidence. That's one way of doing it. We can also activate confidence through thoughts, through memory, through remembering certain places and times in our lives when we felt really confident and really fully embodying that experience. And then again, your thoughts can lead to your feelings, your states, which then help you turn on the certain behaviors and the actions that you want to be doing from those states, which then lead to your results. We've talked about this a lot. Same way with physiology. Physiology can activate memories chemically, which then lead to feelings and states that lead to the behaviors and actions that lead to the results. So we can start with creating this state and putting ourselves in this state. And so you can do and figure out what sort of physiological, like what are you going to do with your body to start activating that state and send those chemical reactions to your brain. You can also just sit and activate memories of confidence. So that's what we're going to do today. This is your challenge, and it's a challenge we're going to do right here on the podcast. So what I want you to do is I just want you to sit or stand, at the very least, don't be driving while you do this. And I want you to close your eyes and recall a time where you felt really, totally 100% confident. You really felt like you were in full control. You felt your power. Maybe you were even surprised at feeling this confident, but you really felt confident. You had accomplished the thing. You had done the thing. You had impressed the people. Whatever it is that you, all of a sudden, when you think of confidence, you recall this time. And I want you to see yourself in this picture from a third party. You're watching yourself being so confident. Maybe you're delivering a speech. Maybe you're on the phone making a sale. Maybe you're negotiating something with your boss. Maybe you're in a meeting and you just suggest an idea and they love it. Whatever that is, I want you to see yourself acting through that situation. And then I want you to float down into your body. In this scene, I want you to float down into your body, and I want you really to feel that feeling of being confident, totally 100% confident. And I want you to remember the thoughts that were going through your mind when you were there in this space, really feeling and soaking up that power and that control and those confident vibes. And I want you to see that picture. When you look out and you see everyone, or you see wherever you are, I want you to take in what you were seeing there and what you were hearing. Were people saying things? Were they laughing? Were they cheering? Were they surprised? What sort of noises did you hear in your scene? Can you feel anything? Were you standing or sitting? Were you in some sort of power pose? What was your physiology like? And I want you to embody that and feel those feelings and really embody those thoughts and embrace those thoughts and just really soak in this confidence. And when you're at the peak of feeling this confidence, I want you to tap down on your pointer finger knuckle, on the knuckle, the biggest knuckle on your pointer finger, on your right or your left hand, whichever one, and just really hold that down and feel that confident state and really soak it all in. Okay, and then I just want you to open your eyes, check out my plant behind me. If you're watching this, if you're listening, you're probably like, what? You just did an NLP technique called anchoring, which now, when you're really looking to turn on that confident state, to be in a state of confidence, you can tap down on that knuckle, recall that most confident state that you've been in the past, and really feel it and get into that state. It's really about turning it on and being in that state when you are having those difficult conversations, or when you're even about to open your bank account and do a budget for the first time, or maybe you're about to make your first ever investment. Maybe you're going to make an investment in yourself and hire a coach coach or sign up for a program, whatever it is. And you really want to embody confidence as you go through and do that. So know that you can turn that on, whether it's for money, public speaking, other work-related things, even a relationship. You can start turning on confidence if you're going on a first date, but know that you have that anchor now, and that's your little secret weapon, that you can evoke this state of confidence that you can then act from, and know that it's not something that you have to find or you have to build and you have to gain. Obviously, you can practice and work on evoking a confident state and get better and better at it, but now you know that you have that tool, and it's not something that you need to wait to start feeling. You can feel it now. So that's your little challenge for the day. You can do it again. You can rewind this and listen to it over just to even more deeply evoke and anchor in that state. But there you have it. Remember to use that knuckle. If you're watching the video, you can see me pointing on my knuckle. You can use that knuckle, or maybe you want to point on a different and anchor on a different part of your body. That's totally fine. But do it on a part of your body that you're not usually touching, so that you can anchor it really uniquely in a special time, and you always have that anchor with you. There you go. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you all tomorrow. And until then, I hope you wander wealthy.